Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tara and I make videos about digital planning and different ways that you can get creative with your iPad. So if that sounds like something that's of interest to you, feel free to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you never miss a video. That all being said, let's go ahead and jump into the purpose of today's video. We are going to be talking about my daily setup for the month of August, but before we begin, I want to go over my daily setup for July and just show you guys some after the pen content. Okay, so firstly, this is what July looked like. If you missed that video and how I set it up, I will link it in the cards. But for my daily plans, I really like to keep the layout that I designed this planner in. I like to have my top 3 priorities. I really love to have my hourly or like half-hourly calendar in there because honestly, I need it. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way my brain functions. I know not everybody uses something like this, but for me personally, it is a lifesaver. And then I have my to-do list and then also future tasks because my brain is constantly moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour and I have to keep everything written down somewhere. And so being able to think of all the things that I have to do in the day, but then also the things that pop up where I'm like, oh, that needs to be scheduled later on, that's going to go in my future tasks. I'm not always super consistent about using my gratitude section. I tried to be a little bit better this month, but I'll be perfectly honest, I did not use it regularly, but I chose a day that I did use it just to share with you guys. And then I have, obviously, you know that I put a little like dot or something to indicate the day and I just kind of move that along. And then this section was kind of meant to be freely used however I like. So I could have used it as a brain dump section, or I could have used it for writing ideas for something specific if I wanted to. It really didn't matter. What I ended up using this for a lot was organizing all of my ideas that I had running in my head and then deciding, okay, this is something that has to happen today. This is something that has to happen in the future and just kind of working through things that way. So it was sort of like a place for me to brain dump, but in a space for me to be able to later organize into my planner. And so as I was organizing it, everything just got deleted. And so I didn't end up actually leaving those notes here in the corner. That's not what I did every single day, but I definitely did use it that way in a lot of ways. I would like copy and paste the content from my weekly plan or from my monthly plan and just paste it in here and then figure out how I was going to sort through it on my daily. Okay, so that covers most of what's in here, to be honest, but I'll share a couple things with you. So one thing I did differently in July was I had made these blocks out of my brush stroke that I have in my sticker set and I just cropped it into a rectangle. And I did that before doing like anything. Basically, you would have seen it if you watched the video. I did that in my actual setup so that I kept them as small rectangles up here in these first 4 blocks. And then I was just able to size them and fill them in and duplicate them as needed in order to kind of block out my day and my to-do list. So what I did was, maybe I'll make a video in September kind of walking you through exactly how I go through this. It would probably be like a short video, I think. But basically, I take a look at my to-do list and I start to write down everything and how much time I think it's going to take up. So video editing would take me, from about 10 o'clock to almost 5:30. I typically, if I'm going to do my videos, I know that I'm going to have lunch in that time period as well. I know it's going to take me about that much time. And so I always like to leave myself a little bit of extra time too. But honestly, with video editing, it's not something that I tend to stay focused on very long. I get distracted and have to move on to something else. So I try to do these big time chunks, but it doesn't usually work out that well for me, and it didn't work out that well for me in this particular plan. So you can see that here because I wasn't able to upload my video. So I'll talk a little bit about when I scribble these in. When I first started bullet journaling, there was a system, and basically an X or a check mark could like mean that you completed it, and like a little arrow that goes to the right means that you're basically not going to do that one today. You're going to move it on to the next day. So you didn't get it completed. It needs to be done and migrated forward. So I put that on the upload plan with me and also my third plan with me video, which means I definitely did not get around to doing all of my video edits that day that I wanted to do. And then let's see. The other thing that would look different is this one is filled in. So I just decided I was going to nix that task. Didn't need to do it. So I just colored it in and drew a line through it, and I could just ignore that. So that's typically how I utilize the certain elements that kind of stuck with me from originally learning bullet journaling. And I really like being able to put specific symbols in my to-do list so that I know whether or not the task was completed, if it was moved, if it was just removed altogether. I don't know if anybody else does that naturally, or if it's really something that most people in like the bullet journaling community have learned and picked up on, but that's definitely one of my favorite little tips for helping me stay organized. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I also, like, just to kind of elaborate more on this, I put everything in there for how long I think it's going to take. And then if there's only like 4 sections that are blocked out, because I had pasted those 4 before I started writing, it's really easy to just move them down and start editing and just like edit the shape. So I'll just take my image tool and I'll tap on it, and then I can just edit these, usually just top to bottom. I don't need to do the left and right sides. But the problem comes after the first 4. If I end up needing more space, then I'm going to have to block that all in, and so I need to duplicate those. And then usually what I'll end up doing is just turning handwriting only on and then just selecting those and cutting them and pasting them on top. But that's pretty much my system for filling in my daily plans, and this is how I keep track of my day. I don't know if anyone else's brain is as chaotic as mine, but my brain feels like chaos most of the time, and so this is kind of how I have to make sense of it. And I think doing these little color blocks in order to help me block out my day is going to be something that I continue to do in the future, most definitely, at least for the month of August. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on to actually setting up my planner for August. So jumping into that, we're just going to tap on August, and let's go ahead and tap on the 7th. And I'm going to start off by keeping a lot of similar things. I don't always use my meal trackers, so I probably will skip out on that one today. It's something I would like to use, but it's definitely, I would say, of my daily plan in my planner, like the way that I designed this, the things that I don't use as frequently would be my meal trackers and my gratitude. But they're things that I would like to use, so it's nice to have the option, but I'm honestly just really bad at doing that. So most important for me is making sure that I prioritize, what needs to get done, and then my to-do list and my tasks to migrate to the future, just to keep my brain on task. Okay, so let's come to my elements, and we're going to find that element. I think it was from March. Let's take a look. Perfect. So we're going to grab that one and we will just place these here. I absolutely love using my elements. That end up saving me so much time. And now I just need to erase all of the March things. I feel like I previously did save these, but I apparently don't know where I saved it. So make sure you stay organized. But I'm just going to delete all of the stickers that I don't need. And now I just need to take my eraser tool and erase all of the handwriting that doesn't need to be used again. Okay, and now I am going to end up changing these colors, but because I don't really know what my layout is going to be filled with yet, I'm going to wait to actually change the colors. So let's first start by, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to we're going to use this color palette today. This one I love so very much. And I think we're going to start by let's use one of these washi tapes. I think this is going to make our lives a little bit easier. So I'm going to use the orange one. So I just need to make sure I turn images on here. And we're going to copy this and paste it and grab our image tool again. And then I'm just going to zoom in so it's easier to grab this bottom corner piece. And we're just going to stretch that up nice and big. And we are going to, I think I'm going to crop it a little bit. It also looks like it may have gotten slightly squished somehow, so I'm just going to make it look better. And we are going to crop this and just make it a little bit thinner here so that we can stretch it out and fill this space a little bit better. Okay, I think that looks nice. And then what we're going to do is we are going to come back to our sticker set. And I think I'm going to put the word August over top of the little calendar. I think I'm just going to use this part as decoration. So we'll probably add some bees to it, I think. So what I might want to do is use my image tool, and I know that there is a background color element here, so I'm going to tap on this and I'm just going to copy it, and we are going to paste it and grab our image tool again, and I'm just going to size that down and cover up the word August here, and we are going to grab this now and copy it. We are going to paste it and just size it until it looks good in this space. I think that's nice. We can take this like we did before and add this honey dripping element. So just copy this and paste it and grab our image tool here. And just kind of, let's zoom in a little bit. And I think what we did actually that I liked was putting it a little bit more so that it's just dripping off of the divider here. I think that looks nice. And then we need something to mark the date. So I'm gonna wait to do that until I see all the colors. So we'll probably do one of the ones that has the flowers just to give a little more color. But I'm gonna wait to do it until we've figured out the rest of the colors so I can make sure that there's a better balance. Now I do wanna still keep my gratitude because I wanna try my best, but I wanna figure out what I wanna do with these spaces before we decide to come in here and change these colors. So it's easy to default to just putting like a photo somewhere or a note section because I know that I like to use those, but I wanna try to get a little more creative and think of something else. It might just be something decorative, to be honest, because I feel like I'm gonna want more decorations. But I also really love this little tree branch. I think I've used it in every single one so far, so I am going to grab that. And let's paste it here. And I'm just gonna grab my image tool so that it doesn't like rotate and be all crazy on me. Okay, and I might move this down just like a little bit, and I'm gonna leave a little bit of space here. I might write like notes above it or something, or brain dump. Maybe that's what I'll do. So I'll grab my text tool and tap here. Brain dump. Okay, let's select these and let's just make it a little bit bigger so that it fits in the space. And let's center align it. And now we can tap and highlight all of this text, and we'll just increase the size until we're happy with it. Okay, and then we're gonna wanna change the color. So we're gonna do that by turning text boxes on, selecting, oops, let's turn on text boxes only, and let's select this and change the color. Okay, I think that that color looks nice. So now we're gonna need a notes section down here. And I might try to do it in a little bit of a sort of collage form. So I'm gonna take, let's see, I'm gonna take this one here. So I'm gonna turn images on and grab this one. And I'm gonna copy this and paste it. And then let's do this light green. And let's grab some tape. I'm gonna copy this one and paste it. And I'm also going to grab those flowers that have the washi tape too. So let's copy that one and paste it. And we're just gonna use our image tool here. And I think what we're gonna do is kind of just like build this space by layering. Now, this one is probably gonna have to be cropped a bit because it's just too big for the space. So I am going to crop it and just make it a little bit less big, I guess. A little less tall. And this one, I think I might crop in like this and then cut it and paste it on top. Whoops. So if you've been watching for a long time, you probably caught my mistake, or if you're an experienced Goodnotes user. So what I did was I cropped this, and then before copying it, I didn't tap off. So you need to tap off in order to kind of like reset that point. Otherwise, it's gonna copy the original file as it was. So I just need to tap on this again. Well, I don't need to do it anymore, but in that case, I would need to tap on it again and cut it and paste it, or if you have Goodnotes 6 to just relayer it and bring it forward. But because I just cut it, it's now on top. But I'm just gonna put that, maybe I'll put it down here. We'll put the washi tape here. Maybe I'll try to move this up like just a little bit. And then let's grab the text box here and just move that up a little bit too. All right, and so now this is going to be underneath that one that we just cut and paste. So I just need to cut it one more time and paste it. And I need to figure out, do I want to like just put it on top of this? Do I want to put it down here? I think I might just go with putting it down here. And I think that that will work. I think that's cute. And then I can just kind of scribble some notes in here. And otherwise it's just a cute look. And now over here, I don't know what I want to do yet. Oh, I do know I want to put some bees up here. So why don't I go grab some bees. Oops, turn images on and reselect these. I'm just going to copy these and paste them. And we'll just start to put them up here. And I think I'm going to end up using my image tool here just to make things a little bit easier. And you could even like crop down half of it this way. You can come in here and just have some of it sort of like going off the edge, just kind of line it up there. That's kind of up to you though, because sometimes I like to have it completely like flush with the design underneath. And sometimes I do like the sort of look of something coming off of it. And I think for these bees, the fact that they're like crawling all over this, I think it kind of works better to have it not cut off. I don't know, personal preference there. I think that that looks nice. I almost feel like I want one more. So I think I'm gonna copy and paste this one. I'm just gonna duplicate it. And then I want to rotate it and put it down here. And let's just move it over, I think, to this spot. I want to grab, I think, one of these. So we're gonna copy that and paste it. And this has like the honey dripping off of it, which is so cute. And we are going to, maybe it doesn't need to be that big, so let's try again. Let's paste it. Then I can have a little more room to be fun and creative. And I'm gonna overlap it with that a little bit just for some more kind of blending of the elements together. But I think that looks really nice. And then I might also take this small one and copy this one and put it down here in the corner. And that's gonna kind of balance out that area. And I think that's a nice look. And we'll end up adding a few more bees, I think. And let's see, let's use some of these cute like quotes. So let's use that you are the bee's knees. All right, so I think we're gonna go full on decorative here. So now what I'm gonna do is grab this one, this little buzzing trail here. We're gonna paste that and gonna put it like somewhere in the lettering, I think. We'll have to put a little bee there. And I might also grab this little honey jar and paste that down here. Let's use our image tool so we can keep this straight. I don't know if I like that. I think I changed my mind. Maybe we'll just use this as a decorative element somewhere else on the page. So like we could just put that over here or something. And maybe I'll put a little bee on that as well. I think I want it maybe here. That might end up moving, I don't know. Maybe I'll just take a couple flower elements. So we'll start with this like blue one here and copy this and paste it, because this one just doesn't really have any flowers like anywhere. Let's actually grab these three. And I'm gonna put this one down here with that flower. I'll put this one maybe here. Actually, maybe what I'll do is put this over here and put this one right here. And then, I don't know, do I want to keep this one somewhere? Maybe I'll put it behind this jar of honey, but then I just need to take this jar of honey and cut it and then paste it on top. And I'll want to take this flower and relayer this one as well. I cannot wait to upgrade to Goodnotes 6. Once I figure that out, I won't have to cut and paste things in my layers anymore. That's kind of fun to decorate that honey jar and make it a little cuter. What else? So I would need to put a bee here. I need to change these colors, but I feel like this looks a little empty. What am I gonna do down here? I think I might just layer a little bit of washi tape down there. So let's take a look at what colors would be nice to bring in. I think the light green will need a little light green. Probably, yeah, the light green should be the priority. And maybe a little bit of that red. So I could do just this and just paste it. Could have left it just like this, or I could also maybe tape some flowers underneath it and make it a little bit smaller. I don't know. What happens if I just rotate this? Does that help? Sometimes all you need is just a little bit of washi tape for decoration, right? Yeah, I actually think that that'll do. So now I'm just gonna add in some more bees. So let's do, we've got like this one flying, so I'm gonna duplicate this one and put it here. And I'm gonna do, I think this one and duplicate this one again and put it on this honey here. And I'm gonna grab this one and duplicate this one and put this one on the honey, on the hive there. Looks really cute. I'm gonna duplicate this one and put it maybe down here. Just change the angle a little bit. All right, let's change these colors. So I'll need to turn on handwriting only, and we're going to change the color of this. And I think I want either this darker blue or the lighter green. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm gonna want. I think this one has to be the darker color, that like blue-green color. I think this one I want it to be that red. And then this one, I want it to be that yellow. Okay, so now I can add in the titles here. So let's go back to my sticker pack and grab these brush strokes. Now we're going to copy these ones and paste them. And then let's just replace them. So once I've got it the size that I want, I'm just going to move it down, tap on this one, and delete it, and then move this up into that space. And then when we're all done with these, then I'm going to go back and delete the text, and I'm going to paste it on top. Okay, so now that those are all in place, I'm just going to make sure that I only have text boxes turned on. We're going to select everything here, cut it, and then paste it. And just move these back into place. And then some of them you may have to adjust a little bit. And I think I might change this one to white just to be consistent with the other ones. And now I think I'm just going to add in some finishing touches here with that pollen. So let's turn our images back on. Grab our little pollen sprinkles. We're going to paste these here and let's just have some fun. So using our image tool, we're just going to kind of put these around. Just add a little extra fun in here. I do personally just really love how something so little, like this pollen, can just elevate the whole look of it. You guys will have to let me know if you like this, and I can see what creative ways I can come up with to have some sort of, you know, like this made sense, I guess, because it was reminiscent of pollen. But not every single sticker design is going to have that. But if you guys like this little touch of like glitter, a little dab of something extra that doesn't really have a purpose but just makes things a little more decorative, if you guys like this and want me to try to incorporate this in future sticker sets, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just kind of do my thing. But I don't know, I just think it's really nice. Like it just takes something that was maybe just somehow just not totally getting there. Like personally, like this, I think this looks great, but I think it looks so much better with the little pollen in the back. Just a little bit of emphasis, a little bit of something extra. But you guys will have to let me know how you feel. And oh my gosh, I just realized I almost forgot that I want to make sure that I put my little time blocks in here. So let's come back and we're going to grab these. And this is the very last thing that we're going to do today. Actually, there's one more thing I just remembered. Let's do it now. I think let's go with the red. So we're going to come in here, find our little red one with flowers, and we're going to copy this. And we're going to paste it and bring this over and just put it on top of the 7. And that is the perfect marker for a day. I love it so much. All right. So now let's come in here and we're just going to use our image tool and tap on these. And we are going to crop and just crop them down to a rectangle. And we'll just do that for all 4. Okay, so if you watched my video last month, you would have seen the little time-saving hack that I did here in order to make sure that we're sizing everything perfectly without having to do them all sort of individually and getting frustrated. And if you've watched any of my content for any period of time or took my sticker course, you'd be pretty familiar with the fact that my goal is to try to do things one time so that it can be replicated again and again. It's why I save elements. It's why I design my stickers the way that I design them. It's why I'm doing this little hack right now. So let me share with you what I would do here. The very first thing that I'm going to do is I am first going to size this. We're just going to choose one sticker and size it perfectly. So we want it to fit between these horizontal lines, but then we also want it to fit perfectly here, like in the center. But it's up to you. You can choose to include the hours if you'd like, the time, but you don't have to. But the problem with doing it this way is because Goodnotes sizes from the center, you end up with not being able to fully like size it without, you end up having like edges hanging off or something, and you have to keep moving it back and then readjusting it, and it can be a real pain in the butt. So once we size one of these, we can avoid having to do that again and again and again. So I think I want this just like a tiny bit on the inside because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. And then I'm going to move that one. Okay, and once I'm happy with that, which that looks good to me, that looks absolutely perfect, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw a long straight line. And we are going to grab our image tool and we're going to line this up so that this arrow here is perfectly aligned with that straight line. And once those are perfectly in line and you have them between your horizontal lines as you'd like, you can then make sure you have handwriting and images turned on. Place these together in the center. So you're going to line this sticker up again. And once you have your sticker exactly where you want it, you now know that you have put your line directly in the center as well. So having that center point is what's going to allow us to now grab any other sticker that we want to be center aligned, put it here, just line up those arrows, and let's get it vertically how we want it. And then all you have to do now is just pull this out, and it's going to size perfectly from the center. So find your spot and tap off, and that's it. That saves you from having to struggle with moving it back and forth and getting it perfectly centered. So that is my little tip. It's going to make your life so much easier. So we're just going to do one more. All right, and then we have this one just to finish things off. So just line that up. Perfect. Line this edge to match. And there you go. It's totally perfect. And I just think that is so amazing. So what we can do now, because I know I ended up using usually somewhere between 6 and 8 almost every single day last month. So I'm just going to duplicate these again. And we're just going to put them in the center. Okay. And I'm just going to put them up here at the top. Maybe I'll skip one line. And then I'm just going to, with my stroke eraser, erase that one line. And now I'm going to make sure everything's on, handwriting, images, and text boxes. And we are just going to select all of this. And we're going to tap and add element. Okay, so just find a convenient place for you to save this. So I'm going to rename this folder, but I'm just going to put it there. And now I can hop into any day of the month and just add this in. So I definitely recommend saving at least your dailies as an element, because I don't know about you, but I personally don't like to sit there and go through like 30 days just pasting and pasting and pasting and pasting. You can if you'd like, but for me, I just will usually do it either like 1 week at a time, or I'll do it a couple days at a time, or sometimes even just a day at a time. It really just depends on how the week is going. But the nice thing is that you can literally just put it in there at any time. And then all you have to do as you start to time block out your day and your tasks is just grab one of these, and you just size it for how long that task is going to take, and boom, it's done. And it's so simple, and it's just such an easy way to keep your stuff looking aesthetic and organized, and I just personally like that approach. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Everything is completed here. I really like the look of this. I think it's super cute. If I were to change anything, maybe I would have done something a little bit different up here for this heading, but I don't know. I think it looks nice. I'm happy with it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it too. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in my next video. As always, thank you so much. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye!